The atmosphere at Kenyatta University Funeral Home on Tuesday was heavy and cold. The faint scent of disinfectant filled the air as groups of mourners stood quietly outside the viewing room, some holding each other for comfort, others lost in silence. Inside, the body of gospel singer Betty Bayo lay still, her face calm as if she was sleeping. The woman who once filled churches and concerts with her powerful voice was now gone, leaving behind a trail of pain and disbelief.
Okay, jetago Betty Bayo na demuhonoku. Anastasia nituramenya nite kahida kanini.
Just hours earlier, her lifeless body had been transferred from Kenyatta National Hospital after doctors confirmed that she had lost her battle with leukemia. The news had spread fast, shaking the gospel fraternity and breaking the hearts of many Kenyans who had followed her journey from her first hit song to her most recent health struggles. For many, it still felt unreal. For her ex-husband, Prophet Victor Kanyari, the reality hit hard the moment he saw her body. Witnesses at the scene said Kanyari walked into the morgue in silence, surrounded by a few close friends. He appeared calm at first, but as soon as the attendants pulled back the white sheet to reveal her face, something inside him broke. His knees weakened and tears streamed down his face uncontrollably. The man, who was once known for his strong public image, wept like a child. He kept shaking his head, unable to believe that the woman he once loved, the mother of his children, was truly gone. Those close to him had to hold him up as he cried. The sight moved everyone around. Some of the mourners who had been standing quietly outside broke down as well. There was no need for words. The pain that filled that room was beyond what anyone could describe. It was a moment that reminded everyone how fragile life is and how death has a way of cutting too deep, especially when love and history are involved. Betty Bayo had lived a life that many admired. She came into the spotlight years ago with her song 11th Hour, a powerful anthem of faith and hope that inspired thousands across the country. Her voice carried emotion, and her words comforted those going through difficult times. Behind her smile and energy, few knew the struggle she faced in private, from her public separation with Kanyari to the quiet battle with cancer that she kept away from the limelight. Betty remained strong, using her faith as her anchor. When she was diagnosed with leukemia, those close to her said she remained hopeful. Even in hospital, she kept encouraging others and often spoke about trusting God in all situations. But the disease was already advanced, and despite treatment, her body eventually gave in. Her death left a deep wound, not only in her family, but in the gospel industry that she helped shape. At the funeral home, her family members sat together, some staring blankly at the wall, others crying softly. Her children were said to be in the care of relatives, shielded from the chaos of the day. Friends and fellow artists kept arriving, each one struggling to hold back tears as they saw her name written on the morgue tag. The reality was too hard to face. Outside, the sound of muffled sobs filled the air. Some of her fans had gathered at the gate, holding candles and singing her songs in low voices. It was their way of saying goodbye to a woman who had touched so many hearts through her music and kindness.
Kwamba mambo yote Bishop Kanyari, Bwana Taj na familia wote tusimama nanyi kwa wakati huu ambao mnaomboleza, na tuhakikishia kwamba hakuna siku ambayo mtakuwa peke yenu, sisi tutasimama na nyinyi.
As the morning sun started to set, Kanyari was seen leaving the funeral home quietly. His face was swollen from crying, his steps slow and heavy. Those close to him said he kept repeating that it was hard to believe she was gone. Though their marriage had ended years ago, they had remained connected through their children and through a shared past that neither could erase. Inside the morgue, her body was carefully preserved as plans for her burial began. Family members spoke in low tones, trying to decide on the date and location for her final send-off. It was clear that it could be an emotional farewell, one that would draw hundreds of friends, fans and fellow artists who had followed her story from her humble beginnings to her final days. Betty's death left behind a silence that words could not fill. Her laughter, her energy and her spirit had touched people in ways they didn't even realize until now. The music industry lost a voice of faith, but her songs remain, echoing her message of hope and resilience. As the afternoon grew darker, the crowd at the funeral home began to thin out. Only a few relatives stayed behind to keep watch. The wind was cold and the air was filled with grief. Yet in the sadness, there was also a sense of peace. Betty had fought her battle bravely, and though she was gone, her legacy could continue to live through her music and the memories she left behind. It was a day that reminded everyone of how short life is and how love, no matter how complicated, never truly fades. For Prophet Victor Kanyari and everyone who loved Betty, it was the hardest goodbye, one that would take a long time to heal.
Yeah.